but what the fuck? We're a bunch of stoners who like listening to music. So it is what it is, folks. But we're here now, and you are at our control. We will control the sonic waves that will be hitting your eardrums over the next hour or so. So that being said, what's going on with you, Scotty?
Just another day in paradise. I mean, hell, Stockton, you know. Fun fact, I imagine a lot of people who commute or drive to their job, the music kind of helps them distract themselves from how crazy the shit is around them, you know, because it's, who said it? Life is a mistake without music. That's a quote from some great fucking philosopher. I don't know the name. But the point being is that, yeah, it's like, imagine you're doing life and it's just nothing but pure silence. Like there's just no music. Imagine you go your entire life and you don't hear any of that. How crazy would that be, right? So it's like music transports us to, I don't know, places we want to be, to places that we've been, and to places we think about going. So that's how I'm doing is expanding my horizons. Because believe it or not, when I was a kid, I used to think music was gay. It's like, yeah, this shit's fucking
All
sucks, bro.
music?
Yeah, all music fucking sucked. I thought you were all weird, but it's like
Holy
that's
shit.
because I never listened to music, right? Then again, I listen to music, and then you listen to other genres, and you're like, wait, maybe this stuff doesn't suck, right? Because it's like, how would I know a song or a band sucks if I've never listened to it, and I only go off what people say? So it's like, think about it, right? So it's when people leave a review on Amazon, you subconsciously think about that shit when you're checking out. You're like, hey, 5 stars, 100,000 reviews, everybody likes it, cool. But then you see the negative reviews, you're like, wait, those like two negative reviews in a sea of 100, they kind of got me second guessing myself, right? So it's like you listen to the opinions of others, and you don't really expand your horizons because it's like monkey see, monkey do, monkey hear, monkey do. So
Yeah.
my point is to for people who've never listened to a genre, think about like this: is that you might have heard a song from a genre that fucking sucked in your eyes or your ears because everyone's ears are wired to like different frequencies. But that doesn't mean the genre itself sucked. It's just that that song you didn't vibe with, right? So it's
Well,
like for me, for
that's
example,
why
not
you
every
always
song I
gotta.
listen to I like. Yeah,
That's why you gotta give. That's why you gotta
give it a
re-listen to things
chance.
not just once, but like multiple times over. Or you gotta give yourself a good little like in between before you replay a song. Sometimes, if that makes sense, because at that specific time, whatever you're going through in life, maybe you can't relate to that song. But maybe it's been 3 or 4 years and you hear that song on the radio or somewhere, and then you listen to the lyrics, and then you start to feel that song. Because that's what's happened to me a few times over the years. I listened to a song that I hated when I was younger, and then I've listened to it when I was older, and because of life experiences in general, you just you just
Remember,
vibe with the song. Yeah, you just vibe with the song, man. And that's the beautiful
Yeah.
thing about music.
Yeah. Well, the other thing to consider too is that I don't care how popular an artist is. I don't care how many millions and zillions of units they sell, and downloads, whatever. Uh, you will always find somebody or people that don't like them. you know, hey, Springsteen still sells records. He makes a lot of money on his concert tours, and I find no shortage of people like myself that thinks he sucks now. So and you can say that about a lot of artists. You will always have your detractors, no matter how popular you are. But as long as you have the people that like you greatly outnumber the people that don't like you, then you can sell enough records and make money in the business. And
how do you explain Kanye West?
Oh, Kanye West is just he's God's gift to humanity, I
Have you
think.
seen the shit that guy posted on Twitter?
Dude, have you heard this song
I have.
Hallelujah?
Have you heard that song
Oh my
Kyle something?
god.
Yeah,
Bro,
Kyle something was actually I don't know, it's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
High Off Something might have been good, but Hallelujah is maybe you don't know this, Jay man, but Hallelujah, the original title to that song was called Hail Hitler. And
Huh.
every time in that song,
That's the thing I
whenever
was talking about actually.
oh, is that the one you were talking about?
Yeah, I just don't want to get YouTube banned. I guess you can't say the name. I don't know. You know, how YouTube
Well,
censorship is.
no, I'm just
YouTube terms of
we're not
service.
playing the song. I'm just giving. This is for educational purposes and reasons, ladies and gentlemen. So because that song got banned as a whole across all platforms,
Yeah, they took his
base.
bank accounts
Oh
down.
yeah. Oh, 100%. Basically, he ended up doing was he redid the song and changed that part to just say hallelujah. But it's just crazy, man. Kanye has just dived off the deep end. It's just crazy.
Yeah, that's
But
what a
where?
lot of people say. Yeah.
Like the deep end of what? Like he's the artist, or he dived into an insane arc. Like it's
Well,
a different stage.
that's where the controversy is for me personally,
He's not the same
because
guy from 20 years ago
he's not the same guy from 20 years ago.
or
But some
10.
of the or 10, but some of his music like that he's just dropped like 2 or 3 years ago, because like there's this song called, and I wish we could play it here, but it's
Yeah, I know. Oh yeah.
detrimental to the show, but it's called All Mine, and I love that song. The lyrics, girl, you're supermodel thick, damn that ass popping out the bottom, I'ma lose my mind in it. Like the flow, the beat in general for that song by Kanye was incredible. And it was a good song that he dropped literally I think 2 or 3 years ago. So the fact that like he's dropping music like this, it's not like Kanye is a bad artist. It's just he's embraced very controversial topics over the years, and I think I don't know if it was the Kim, like his relationship with Kim Kardashian or what he went through, but mentally you can see Kanye has become corrupt, and that kind of just sucks. It kind of sucks. I think Kanye's still a great artist, aside from all the controversial shit that he may say. The African American community still vibes with him heavy.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Well, artists, especially ones that have been around for a while and have some longevity, there's stories of some of them, like, hitting a down spiral, but then finding their way back, into the flow again. So he just might be going through a period like that, and that could be due to a lot of reasons. Family, relationship issues, to drugs.
Well,
The legacy of the pop music business is full of stories. That
it could
relatable.
be. It could be. I generally think over the years, because I'm pretty sure Kanye West has openly talked about his autism. I think he talked about it in that Netflix documentary called Genius. I don't know if anybody has watched it. I haven't watched it yet. I need to go check it out. We'll actually do a review on that on Shady
Yeah,
Talk
good idea.
Podcast, so stay tuned for that. Um, but I think his autism over the years, and maybe he's not medicating, or maybe he's not medicating properly. Uh, it's just gotten
What if he
worse.
is medicated properly?
Or let's go into a conspiracy theory here, okay? Because over the years, it's been documented, or people are saying that that's not the real Kanye West. That something happened where he kind of like disappeared, and like if they break down his appearance on how he used to look and how he looks presently, and how this might not be the real Kanye West. It might be like
Well,
a clone or something.
like a double.
Yeah, something. Cause like Kanye over the years has just gotten crazier and crazier, to where I didn't realize Kanye was like this when I was a kid or growing up. It's not until like the the later part of the 2010s, early 2020s, that I thought Kanye had started to lose his mind. To be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
I have a completely different optic on Kanye. So here's an example of a good artist, right? So he's thinking about. Well, actually, I don't know what he's thinking. I'm not Nelson. My perspective is that I got introduced to Kanye West from a video game called Saints Row 3, and the song called Power was playing. Now it's pretty much Kanye West is playing this kick-ass song, action song, and I'm diving out of a fucking helicopter to go and take over a penthouse. That's pretty much what the mission was in that game, and that music was blasting in the background, so it kind of made like, oh shit, it's kind of cool actually, because you're diving out of a fucking helicopter you got some badass music playing, right? So yeah, it's cool. If I heard him again, like in Wolf of Wall Street, I still have the book, by the way. The Wolf of Wall Street movie, it was called Black Klansman. I like, oh, damn, that's pretty good. And it's like the music I'm talking about. His songs are more like the shit I'd hear in a shootout or like an action scene. I'm not really like a party vibe. I like music I can listen to while someone's shooting at me or I'm shooting at them, like that type of like Call of Duty. That I don't know because I have ADHD, right? So he may be autistic. I have ADHD, so I thrive in fast-paced environments. And what better is than fast-paced music playing to enhance the overall vibe of it, right? Okay, so another aspect of Kanye is that okay, so people are like he separate the artist from their artwork, and my question is, to what extent does a person do that, right? So it's like some people are like I don't give a shit what this guy did. This shit is absolutely great music. But then some people are like, I can't enjoy this artist's work anymore because they're terrible people. It's like P Diddy, for example. That guy made music, right? Just like Kanye. But like, imagine before all the fucking the trial and shit, before he became like a like a fucking like the next OJ Simpson case. So think about that, guys. Is that people look fondly or they look downly on two different like aspects of an art because there's two different sides of a coin. But I have another question: is that what about the our culture? Because everyone's culture produces different music. Like a guy can like classical music, a guy can like rock and roll, a guy can like jazz, a guy can like techno. A dude can just be like not like music at all. Or a dude could be just be in country, and yet they come from different backgrounds, right? That led to the creation of such music that they listen to, right? Because
My question
put it
is,
like this, right? A guy in Africa has not heard heavy metal, but if he did, would that have influenced their culture if the music was a thing
probably.
back then,
Yeah, no, a
right?
thousand percent.
There you
Music
go. There you go.
influence. Yeah, like
Influence the
that's
culture.
why if music has always influenced culture, and it's happened with rock and roll in the '80s, the
And vice
grunge era,
versa.
vice
Gator,
versa, vice
Tony Hawk,
versa.
90s.
Oh, 1,000%. That's why, like, you got, like, that's why we have, in my opinion, that's why I think we have a lot of gang related violence.
Because
Because
the
a lot of
music,
these artists, oh, 1,000%. Because a lot of these artists that, like, get involved in the music industry,
they make money from this
it,
shit, though.
dude, they sell drugs, they do what they
Mhm.
have to do to basically fund their music careers, right? And they rap about or they talk about some of those songs. Some are legit like artists that do and go through this shit. Like for example, MB No. There's a reason why there was a hit out on MB No, like here in Stockton, like because he was probably about that life before he became famous, and now that he's famous, like he's got dues that he's got to pay or whatever. Um, but it's that culture, it's that genre of music that also influences the younger generation because what you're glorifying gang violence, you're glorifying things that should not be glorified, and you're just
Like
trying
pimping
like
out a
getting the
bitch.
oh fuck yeah, dude, fuck yeah, and
Yeah, yeah.
that's
You have
that's
daughters,
the shit
bro.
with this
You see the
generation.
issue? You wouldn't
Oh,
want
a
your
thousand
daughters to
percent.
listen to Cardi B. Cardi B came out with a song called WAP, Wet Ass
I ain't gonna
Pussy.
lie. I ain't gonna lie. Actually, I'm gonna put a pause right there. I wouldn't want my daughters to listen to Cardi B, but I gotta give mad respect to Cardi B, Megan the Stallion, Nicki Minaj, all these female rappers. Because I'll be real with you, I be listening to some of their shit and I be vibing hard to it. And I be thinking about it. If male rappers can talk about this shit, female rappers should be able to. And some of these female rappers have a better flow than some of
Hold
these
it, back
male
it up there.
rappers.
You
And
gotta
so
specify that point. They don't rap about the same thing. Guys don't rap about popping their pussy. Like, this ain't no
no,
Ice
no, no, no,
Spice.
no, 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 no. Stop right
Whoa, whoa,
there.
whoa!
Hey,
Back
we're
on
talking
there,
about
buddy.
sex in general. We're talking about sex in general, and guys talk about sex, drugs, and sex, drugs, and money, and women do the same thing. So there
Hit the
shouldn't
like
be a
button.
double standard. Hit that like button, goddammit. We equalizing all this shit.
I don't respect any of those rappers except for Nicki because she came first between them all. And Cardi B drugged men, bro. So it's like I'm good, bro. I don't know about that, bro.
Uh,
Just because
I
they made some good music, I don't know about that.
I don't. I do not support drugging anybody and taking
And then
advantage
stealing
of these
from them,
people.
right? So
Oh, a
I don't
thousand
know, bro.
percent. I personally, I think there should have been cases caught for that, in my honest opinion.
And
But
there's
at
none
the
because he's
same
rich.
time, But at the same time, there have been a number of male artists or whatever that have probably done the same thing, if not worse, and gotten away with it. Look at P Diddy. Look at everything P Diddy did and how little, how many things he actually got charged with, and how long he's actually going to be in jail for.
He's only gonna be in jail for like 3 years and he's out.
Yep. And
Yeah,
artists,
why is that? Because the culture, baby. Because the culture made him all that money, that made him all those connections, right?
I,
So if nobody,
He
I
had
love how
enough.
this is a music show and we haven't even talked about like let off with what we were supposed to be. But this is all related. So guys, hit that like
it's
button.
music.
Hit
It's
that
the
like
music
button.
industry, right?
It
Because
is.
people like to enjoy it, but that shit's dark too. There's a dark side to it, obviously.
Oh yeah, and there's a history going back for decades. If you want to start talking about drugs and music, we could literally do a whole show on that. So you know, uh,
No,
but
I'm
you
down.
know, it does happen in the business, and it should not be of any surprise to anyone.
We should eventually do a show about all the artists that we've lost to drugs.
Kurt Cobain.
There's
Wait, that was suicide.
like
Never mind.
there's
Jimi
a lot.
Hendrix.
Yeah, yeah. Drugs or
In, in,
suicide.
in
Lil
fact,
Peep.
yeah, in fact, Scotty.
Yeah.
I think we were going to start off with Scotty this evening on the songs.
Yes, Scotty, what have you
Yeah,
been listening to
you
lately?
had mentioned a Jimi Hendrix track.
Yeah, all along the Watchtower. In my personal opinion, I think this shit is the hardest shit ever. Because when I hear it, I don't know, I think of me and a bunch of other dudes who have shitty luck and got drafted in Vietnam, and we're just running through the jungle and we're just playing this shit. Because that's pretty much it, man. Because the lyrics sum it up. It's got
The opening tracks, and of course, this track you've probably heard in some movies. I know I have. This track was written by Bob Dylan, uh, the author of it, and but Jimmy had done such a good job on it. At one point, Dylan told him, "You know what? You pretty much made this song your own," and his version is the best, you know, done. A lot of other people have covered this song also. I believe Dave Matthews Band uh, did a version of it. Dave Mason, another artist from pretty close to that same era, uh, did a really good version of it. It's out there on YouTube. You can check it out. But listen to a little bit. So yeah, the the mighty mighty Jimi Hendrix, my patron saint. Well, yeah, of course you can find this on YouTube, and this track, yeah, this was on the Electric Ladyland album.
So
If I,
Scotty,
if I'm,
why were you listening to this song this week?
Uh, because I had a grandpa who was born in the fucking 40s and he grew up on this shit, and it's like, that's how I was introduced to music, actually. My music taste was by people who are no longer with us, so it's like sometimes I listen to remind me of that, of which is no longer here, and to think, wow. I try to put myself in perspective of why I like the song, and I think, well, because it's I relate to it. It's also the lyrics. Because I'll put it like this: the reason why I don't like death metal songs, some of them, is because it's just pointless fucking screaming and instruments thrashing together. It's like if there's no story or like there's no actual emotion, it's just like if it's just like random noise, then how can I connect to it? But if you got like a song that's making like a sound that you can like relate to, and the lyrics are like, yeah, I relate to this. Like it's about being trapped in a jungle and you're trying to find a way out. That's pretty much what the lyrics are about. Because we're all along the watchtower, right? So
hmm
that's why.
Yes, and yeah.
So
Hope,
how old were you when you first heard this song, Scotty?
Uh, 13.
Okay. And this is one of those songs that just stuck with you throughout your life. That's actually really cool, man.
Yeah, that's the only way to hold on to memories is to keep music that you like that reminds you of shit like this. You're like, hey, I remember this. That's pretty much what you can do, right? Because it's I don't know. I feel like a picture can tell 1,000 words, but a song can transport you there. If that makes
I,
sense.
I feel that. So what's your second song, Scotty? What's your second thing you've been listening to this week?
All right, yeah. Here's some grunge, some '90s Tony Hawk skater ripped jeans, fucking whatever the '90s like. It's the My Own Summer by Deftones. Well, actually, wait, change that. It's still Deftones, but actually, here's a more meaningful song. Be quiet and drive far away.
Be quiet and drive far away. So while J-Man loads this song up, Scotty, break it down to us. Why have you been listening to it and why do you
Okay,
like it?
so I thought we were doing My Own Summer.
I would change that. That song. This song relates more to like our topic.
Okay, so what's the new one?
Be quiet and drive far away.
Okay.
So Scotty, why is this song more meaningful than the one that you had J-Man look up earlier?
Well, I would say because well, that was music that reminds me of other people. It's like what's it called? Like a reminder. But for me, this is music I grew up with because it's like more my time period, I guess, or like I explain like it's what formulated a huge part of my personality. Like some people have music they listen to that like reminds them of family and yada yada. For me, some of the music I listen to like influence like my overall attitude and stuff. So this song is more somber. It's like a picture this, right? Imagine you got a girlfriend and you're like in high school and you're like driving a little muscle car and it's late at night and it's like you got a troubled home life and it's the only person you can like I don't know, I guess confide in is a chick. That's the feeling.
Too long. J-Man, pause it.
Um, yeah, this kind of sound, kind of the early stages of what they would call new metal nowadays, I guess.
J-Man, you forgot to change the screen back to us, buddy.
Yeah, I know. Well, I figure we're gonna play a little bit more of this here.
Oh, just
So,
remember, keep it up to 20 seconds.
okay. All right.
That is a song of my life, boys. That is agony wrapped in layers of what's it called? Damnation or redemption. I don't know how else to make it poetic. It's like you're on an eternal road and you're just driving, trying to find a way to I don't know, see what life's all about. See if you can be better than what you were before. I guess redemption is what I think about, right? Because I think of a guy when I hear this song. It's like, man, I'm depressed as shit. Life sucks, but I still have to find a way to keep living on. It's like I don't know if you guys are into bodybuilding, but there's this guy named Arnold, right? So before Arnold
Uh-huh.
was popular, I read his book, and that he was before he got lucky, he had to compete with guys who are outclassed his ass in every ranking, and it's only after like he pretty much was homeless, living in a gym, and he gave everything to bodybuilding. He tried to be better in every aspect that he finally like made the dream and he got into acting and yada yada. So that's what I think of. I think of a guy who's pretty much wants to get to paradise, but he's stuck in hell and he's all alone. So it's like, how do you deal with anger and grief if you can't drown in alcohol and sorrow, right? It's like, how do you tame the raw male gritty emotion of somberness? I don't know if it writes a chord. How do you accept what is lost?
Okay. So
Some deep shit.
Maybe.
that's what this song means to you.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why it's called "Be Quiet and Drive Far Away" because sometimes life just makes you want to drive far away, and forget about all of the shit that came before if you can.
So
Yeah,
what
well,
makes
you
you
know
think?
what? Maybe you could start a band and drive to rehearsal like these guys did.
I'm not gonna lie. I like the ending. No, I love the way that song ends.
It's a good
Like,
track.
it's a good track. It sounds really fun.
I like it. Yeah.
No, J Man, how about you,
Yeah.
bud? What have you been listening to this week?
Oh my God. Okay, a couple of things. Well,
And I get
I got an update on a band that I've been following for a minute, a California band. Okay, so it's something from here, and they're called No Silence. And I had the honor of actually filming these guys a few years back at the old Ghostlight Club here in Stockton. But yeah, they just recently changed vocalist. The vocalist that I saw them with, Darby Sinister, he stepped back for a little bit, and they have this new singer, a female. So they are now female fronted. Her name is Liliana, and so I've got a couple of tracks here, and let me just pull down to where you guys are. Silence.
So, how did you discover No Silence, J Man?
From the Ghostlight Club, I was shooting the bands there, and bear with me a second because I'm missing a track. Okay, all right. Let me play this one first. This is Lost Souls.
I've suffered most of my life. All the
I like the track.
Let me.
Just remember, J Man, we can only play about 20 seconds of these songs, or else we gonna get copyright blocked.
Yeah. But well, let me play just a little, another little pinch of this one.
bottom of my playing a game in a world where I've learned that my trust can bring me down.
So, J Man, you said that this band, the lead singer got replaced by a new female lead singer, correct?
Correcto mundo. And I, for some reason, the new track.
Oh, so the
Uh,
new track that you're actually going to be playing right now is from the new lead singer.
uh, yes, and I had to pull this up on a separate screen here, so bear with me. And yeah, let's see what they got here. 4 weeks old. This track is dropped. So it's new.
She's actually talented.
We have the same band, the same musical mixture there, different vocalist.
Bro, I'll
Um,
be honest. I like I gotta see what the like I gotta see what the entirety of the song. But I like her vocals. Like the
yes,
beginning of the song, I feel like she goes. I feel like she fits in well with No Silence. To be completely honest with you,
yeah, and for where these guys are at,
it
like I
feels
said,
like a new tone.
they've been at it for a minute, and so you know they do have a sound. They're definitely heavy in the new metal and alternative metal arenas, and but yeah, they have that same foundational sound, and now you know with the vocalist and. Yeah, yeah, I completely like it. You know,
I'm not
female.
gonna lie. I kind of feel like they might have upgraded. I like it.
Uh,
I like the way she sounds.
I like them both. To be honest with you, listen a little more.
Yeah, no, this song really flows, J man. No, good selection, bro. I fuck with it. I'm gonna look into more No Silence, and guys, you should check him out. That's awesome, man. So, oh, is this one your personal one that you recorded? I think you might be good. Play it, J man.
Let's pause it right there for a second. So again, this was at the old Ghostlight Club here in Stockton, roughly 3 years ago, and oh, they played to a packed house. You know, I will tell you that, and
That's awesome.
I'll
I will
push
say
up here.
I will say let's listen to the core. I still
Freak show. Yeah, so that's their song "Freak Show," one of my personal favorites.
I will say I like Toxic more personally. I think just the female front, the new singer, she gonna do wonders for them. She gonna do wonders for them. Trust and believe. Trust and believe.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I think they'll have a good run with her. So Yeah, no silence, and yeah, as you can see, they put on a good live show. And yeah, they're worth a ticket. Go check them out.
Um, that's dope. Are we ready to transition into my songs, J Man?
Sure, sure. Let me get back to the top here. And
All
so,
right, ladies and gentlemen. So the first one we're gonna be starting off with is a old time classic called "Sherry, Sherry Lady" by Modern Family. This song, literally, I think, is like it's now 30 years old. Came out in 1985. It's a banger. It's one of those songs where it talks about this girl named Sherry and how she's a lady, and it gets you flowing, and it just makes you feel good. Literally, I've been on a disco like I've really been on a disco vibe the last couple of weeks. So I'm listening, and the cool thing is, I'm listening to a lot of the music that my mom and my dad grew up on, that I technically kind of grew up listening to while I was driving in the car with them. So I'm getting flashbacks of, like, for example, some of these songs of me going to like soccer games with my dad and watching him play in his like I forget what year it was, but in the convertible Chrysler that he had, that was maroon colored, and it was stick shift, and it just it's one of those songs that puts me in that vibe, if that makes sense. Are you ready
uh,
to load it up, J Man?
uh, modern talking.
Yes, sir.
No, I cannot explain.
Personally, anytime I listen to the intro, so anytime I listen to the intro, it gives you like 1980s movie vibes. Because you could literally just take that first like 15 to 20 seconds from that video and put it in any in any movie that you're or film that you're trying to shoot in modern day, and it puts you in a sudden like tone. It can put you in like a Karate Kid film, like where you're about to go and kick some ass, just like the first 15 to 20 seconds. So that's also like another thing for me big. Like the beat of certain songs at certain points will put me in a trance where I think about like the past and stuff like that. And I like living in the nostalgia vibe. I like old stuff like that. So that's just me personally. Do you want to play a little bit more of this song, or you want to move
Yeah,
over to the
yeah.
next
Let's
song?
we'll bump it forward a little bit.
I get up, I get down, all my world turns around. Who was right, who was wrong, I don't know. I've got pain in my heart, got a love in my soul. Easy come, but I think easy go. I need me so. All the times I move so slow. Going through emotion, love is where you find it. Listen to your heart.
Oh, yep. That's a good. All right, J Man, let's move on to our next song. And this one is a band that is historic from all times. In my opinion, one of the greatest rock bands of all time. Kiss. We are going to listen to I Was Made for Loving You, a song that's super. And this is also another thing that I loved about Kiss's music. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, dude, that's why I love Kiss.
We're swimming a sonic wave now.
I wanna give it all to you.
Oh, no. So one of the biggest reasons why I am a Kiss fan is because a lot of their music, it starts off with just a beat that goes right into the song. And then not just that, their music, it's so easy to remember the lyrics and to sing along. Rock and Roll All Night, I Was Made for Loving You. I'm missing a couple of other easy songs that you can probably sing along to. But like Heaven's on Fire is another song that like I love singing along to. But Kiss, in my opinion, is one of those bands that, yes, they are a rock and roll band, but you can listen, if you're a soft rock, metal, you can listen to them and you can vibe with them. And that's why, in my opinion, they're one of the greatest bands of all time. Yep. Yep. Let's put the X in sex. No, like they were great at marketing. They were great at marketing and making money. That's one of the best things about Paul Stanley and Gene Simmons. They've been the founding fathers of this band and have just done an incredible job keeping them going. I think they officially retired this past year. I know they've done like 4 or 5 retirement tours already, but like I think now they're just so old that they officially did a retirement world tour last year or this past year. Oh, my heart. Oh, that was a banger, wasn't it, J-Man? Yep. Yeah. And again, Kiss is one of those bands that just stands the test of time. I think there will be like Michael Jackson, where we'll be listening to them in 50 years just because their songs were just so catchy. The beats have always been incredible. And to this day, one of my favorite songs is She by Kiss. And that the guitar riffs in that shit just go fucking crazy, and I love it. Rest in peace, Ace. And yeah, that actually concludes what we've been listening to this week, J-Man. Is it time to meet some of our obligations?
Delivers 2 brand new toys that will make your dog lose their mind, plus 2 full-size bags of treats so healthy you'll be tempted to steal one yourself. But don't. Trusted by over 8 million dogs who have literally never written a bad review. We're talking fully customized, tiny terror toys for Chihuahuas, indestructible beasts for your Rottie, allergy-friendly snacks for the drama queens with sensitive tummies. Even extra subscriber-only goodies if you want to go full spoiled. Right now, new subscribers get a free extra toy in every box for a whole year, and shipping is forever free. That's 12 bonus toys. Fair warning, once this starts, your dog will sprint to the door every time they hear a truck. So stop letting your dog down and click the link in the description or scan that beautiful QR code and get your first BarkBox today, before your dog runs away. BarkBox, because your dog deserves better. Go!
Guys, have you heard? Nelson, tell the people.
Stadium Mob Productions is an official affiliate of HBO Max. Click on the link in the description and sign up so you can watch hit series like Hard Knocks, Game of Thrones, and House of Dragons.
Also, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Hey guys, Smacks here. If you guys like gaming, swing over to Twitch, Smacks_TTV, live most nights. Stop by, say hi, drop a follow.
Guys, join me, Alex the Man Angelov, and check out A&A Radio, where we're going to be talking about the latest and greatest financial news, investments, banking, and personal finance. Check out the channel, and don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops.
Guys, you're watching a Shady Mob production. Make sure to follow the Shady Mob podcast, where we break down all the latest content and talk about life. Please make sure to share, like, comment, and subscribe so you can be notified when the latest content drops. You're watching the latest episode of N1 from the End Zone. Please click on that subscribe button so you can be notified when the latest content drops. Now, let's kick it.
All right.
We are
We
back,
back.
baby. All right, J-Man, so are you ready, my friend, to continue our discussion from last week, where we're talking about the influence of AI in the music industry and its impact today?
Yes, and this also can go into the category of what we've been listening to this week, because I happened to stumble upon this cat's video. This is a fellow Jizzo Pearl. He has a YouTube page that you can check out, and he's a professional singer, rock metal singer. He is actually the current vocalist for the legendary 80s band Quiet Riot. And of course, like a lot of these 80s bands that are quote unquote still out there, the original lineup of course is nowhere to be found, and other people are carrying on. So, but anyway, that's one of his projects. Now, he did this whole thing on the AI, and here we go. How AI
Dead, broke, dead, you're dead.
Okay, yeah. That's a start. Let me just play the start of his. Okay, so that's his show, Jizzo, and I believe it was around. Okay, and this got started. The vocalist that he specifically is going to be referencing when he discusses this technology here is John Bon Jovi. If anybody knows, his voice kind of went to shit, and he wasn't going to be touring anymore. But because of this new technology,
John is old. He's been doing this shit for like 50 plus years at this point.
Well, no shit. Yeah, yeah. We all know.
Tyler.
He's old, and so are these women who go to the bars when they have the 80s nights, and they're still trying to get into those spandex outfits and all that other horse shit, and yeah, it just doesn't translate anymore. And the voice of a lot of these guys kind of goes the same route. But anyway, because of AI and new technology, well, let's say there's a way to cheat and get around it. So let's see what Jizzo has to say here.
As a trained singer, I sort of demand that other people sing too. Any singer that doesn't want to be up there on stage and doesn't want to really sing from the heart is a fucking phony. Sorry, it's true. I don't want this new technological helping hand. I don't need it. If the vocals ever get too high for me, I'm just gonna tune down like bands have done for 100 years. So how does this shit work? Well, the tech, or the man behind the curtain, so to speak, goes to Grok or ChatGPT and says, give me a live vocal track from so-and-so from 1980. They take that isolated vocal track and they plug it into the laptop, the fifth member, and then this vocal track gets triggered when the singer sings live into his microphone. When the microphone detects sound, the AI hears it and somehow will pair the vocal perfectly to what the singer is singing. So in essence, the singer is singing, but the AI is really carrying the load. You're hearing a tiny bit of the singer's voice and about 95% AI. and a lot of auto-tuning and a lot of reverb. This revolutionary new technology sounds way more realistic than just doing the old school Milli Vanilli thing. Lip syncing being the technological equivalent of rollerblading these days.
All right, so
No, he's not wrong. He's not wrong at all. Like,
yeah,
I thought isn't that what auto-tune has basically been doing for the better part of 20 years, essentially?
well, yeah, that has been a tool. All right, that's in the toolbox. But what he's talking about now is that AI can take a vocal track from a live performance from back in the day when the guy was really his pipes were working good, it sounded good, and then they can run that through their program and during a live performance, shoot this in. The microphone is connected with it, and as soon as it detects his voice, it shoots that in.
It's basically audio enhancing live.
Yeah,
It's not auto tune. It's audio enhancing live.
yeah.
You're
Well,
listening to his voice, but it's like 90% enhanced to sound like it's better or sound like you used to sound.
yeah, based on an original track from what he did back in the day. So they got that. Uh, yeah, and so let's hear a little bit about more about what he has to say here on this.
You lose! And all the artists with all the up voices will use it. I should say all the artists that can afford it because it's really expensive right now. All those singers that for whatever reason couldn't sing anymore can now sing it. And best of all, no one will care. Well, no one but me and Phil from Wings of Pegasus. Soon.
Okay, so
what's Suno?
Suno, that is a new AI app that you can get.
Can make anyone Bob Dylan now. I see the.
What was that?
I said let's finish watching the video and let's break it down real quick for the audience.
All right.
Shit on Facebook all the time. I am bombarded by these ads that say, now anyone can be a songwriter. Like non-songwriters. Can non-songwriters be songwriters too? Can plumbers be songwriters? Well, I guess technically they can. Anyone can be a songwriter. My dog could bark into a computer and out would come a finished song. Forget about all those years playing guitar and recording demos to perfect your craft. It's not necessary anymore. And that also means you don't need recording engineers anymore. All those years of those guys working on Pro Tools, becoming a professional recording engineer, sorry, mate, it's gone. Well, what does that mean for young bands? Up and coming young rock bands? Well, you know what? You guys are kind of f***ed unless you got rich parents. Unless you want to live in a van and tour relentlessly playing to empty clubs, you'll never sell any of your music. Only by being on tour can you sell your music, and basically you're selling it as merch. Think about that. Your music is now merch.
And that's
Yeah. Yeah.
So I was gonna say that's actually so true. Because that's why there's so many that's why there's so many content creators that create phenomenal music or whatever. They record it and they can't sell it. So what do? They snip it into small pieces, create the content and upload it to social medias because that's the only way they're going to be able to monetize their music. It's no longer through record deals or anything like that. It's by becoming a content creator and releasing it in short form content that's appealing to people.
Yeah.
He's right there.
Yeah, and I can relate though to what he said about the what you have to go through as a musician, learning how to play, recording demos, using Pro Tools, all shit that I've done, and now it's like it doesn't matter. That's the scary part to the average music consumer out there who, like Scotty said, might be listening to shit while he's driving to work. are most of them going to care? Where their music came from, and for real bands out there on the road, and it's actually like that now, and it's been like that for a minute. You're selling T-shirts. You're a musician. You're supposed to be making money from your music. You play music. People pay you for it. That's traditionally why I got involved in music. But now it's like you got to be able to sell T-shirts. You're in the fucking T-shirt business, and yeah. So it's like when people ask me, well, why don't you get back in the music business? Why aren't you playing anymore? It's like, well, I get the urge, but then I also think about, all the work involved as is and as was. And now today, in this day, time having to deal with this shit, it's like, oh my God.
So for me, the only reason, because I've thought about getting involved in music, the only reason why I would get involved in music is so I could play the music on our shows, have background tracks, that's the only reason why I'd want to get involved in music. Because realistically, there's no money in the music industry anymore. Especially now with
Spotify,
AI.
Spotify pays 0.0003 cents per stream. So after 3,000 plays, you make $3.
Oh wow, that's so sad.
That's what that that's what traditionally artists, back in the days when they made albums and stuff,
The
if you were
market is
getting
saturated. I'm telling you, the
if you
market
were
is saturated.
yeah, and even back in the day, if you were getting a nickel an album, that actually wasn't bad. If you were selling in the millions and stuff. But yeah, and so that's where we arrived. It's really hard to make money streaming, and yeah, like I said, you're selling fucking merchandise.
You are. You are. Do you want to finish the video?
He's got a little bit more here. Let's see what he's got to say.
Okay, so I'm not really painting a pretty picture. I accept that. To me and my friends, my community, music isn't all fun and games, man. It's a business, it's a livelihood. And you know what? We're all realists. We're all pragmatists. We know that playing live is probably the only thing left to us that has not been corrupted by the onset of technology. Not yet, anyway. That's why I see this new AI singing technology for what it really is. God forbid the computer gets lost going through customs. Can you imagine? The show is canceled, man. The AI has a cold. What it really is a cancer. AI is cancer to music, and it's metastasizing faster than I would have imagined. But taking an old live track that you probably sang 20 years ago and standing up there on stage, smiling and pretending it's you, that's f***ed up, man. You're just a ventriloquist dummy now. You're just a puppet. And the crowd will all hold up their phones for their favorite songs, and then they'll take them home and they'll listen to them and they'll watch and they'll say, wow, he sounds so much better now. Not thinking that maybe they've been bamboozled by AI, or maybe they will realize it, but they won't really care. That's worse. Ambivalence, the egos aren't real, isn't real. I guess I'm asking the audience, should you care? I mean, I think you should. You're spending a fortune on tickets, so at least what you could do in return is ask for a little bit of reality. So I guess this is the future. Singers who for years couldn't sing suddenly bursting into song and doing it with that smug, shit-eating grin on their faces. I think that there will be a small group of musical purists who won't go along with this. They will be clustered in tiny little clubs listening to real humans singing about real things. The future seems grim, even if you haven't read Eliezer Yudkowsky's book, and I suggest you do, just for a small bit of clarity for what's coming around the corner. Or you can just say stoned and not really give a shit. You know, sometimes I wish that I could be stoned like I used to be. I used to love that warm, fuzzy feeling when shit didn't matter. It made everything okay. And maybe I wouldn't care that there are now AI-generated fake bands like Velvet Sundown and Breaking Rust. Breaking Rust with its 2 million followers. Really? How is this fucking possible? It's not real. It's not real music created by real human beings with real feelings and real memories to draw on. How many years until all the Spotify bands aren't real? Your whole playlist filled with AI bullshit slop. You know why musicians aren't creating new music? It's not because we're lazy or that we're out of ideas. We're just hip to the fact that there's absolutely no financial reward, man. It costs money and a lot of time to make new music. Breaking Rust? Really? That. Spotify pays 0.003 cents per stream, so that means 3,000 streams equals 1 penny. And they just stopped making pennies, so it looks like we got again. Young bands, good luck. That's all I'll say. I could dash your hopes in about 10 minutes, but I won't. You've heard of the School of Rock? I should open up the anti-School of Rock. I could be like a professional cult deprogrammer. You're never gonna make it. Give it up, give it up. And then I'll charge their parents $1,000 for my efforts. Woo! Yeah. Well, it took a maximum effort now to have this video not be completely drenched in the blood of nihilism and apathy. You should have seen the first draft, man. I'm doing this for the kids. Music, videos, you know, I'm doing it for the kids. I do it all for the kids. Troll Pal, Jizzo, rockin' and rollin'. We'll see you next time.
All right.
Hey Jack, you wanna know why it's called Breaking Rust? It's not a name, it's an action, and that's what the AI is doing. The rust is actually the metal, because that's what the music people are. All these old people. That the AI is calling you rust because you're old, and it's breaking you. So that's kind of what it's doing.
Well, no. I see it more as like you're breaking rust, as in like you're breaking the old and you're bringing in the new, right? Like you're getting rid of the rust and you're putting in like a new spin on things, which is crazy.
Yeah, replacing the
That's
old
what.
people.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Um, he made some very good points. I won't say he did it, but it also like it also makes you think like people just do not will not care as long as they
Nope,
see their favorite artist live. We've been
nobody
seeing this
cares.
for the last 20 plus years, right? Lip syncing and how that's been frowned upon in the industry when you're doing a live performance. But artists still do it. I've seen Jennifer Lopez do it. I've seen Beyonce do it. I've seen all these countless artists go up on stage and lip sync their songs and not really sing their songs. I'll be real with you. I would rather have them actually use AI to help them enhance their vocals more than I would rather watch them not even actually sing their songs and completely lip sync the shit. Does that make sense?
Uh, yeah, I get your point, but if what's coming out of those speakers at a live show is 95% AI, a track from
Would you
back in the
rather?
day, and only 5% of their current voice.
Well, would you rather hear 5% of their current voice or 0% of their current voice and 100% of a track that was from back in the day? Because
But what are
that's
you
what you're
paying the
still
money
listening
for?
to.
What are you paying the ticket for? Why are you there? That's the question.
You're paying to see a live performance. You're paying to see
What
the human
Well,
being you're paying to
great
see the human being and them performing those actions on stage. That's what you're paying
versus
for.
on YouTube?
But
Okay.
that's what I'm saying. What would you prefer, J man? Listening
yeah,
to
well,
five
if
percent and 95% AI, or listening to 0% and them just mouthing the words?
um,
Well, what do you think the
I'd rather
TikTok kids
if
do?
you're
I'd rather
if you're asking me personally, um, I
and not even mouthing
I
the
would
words
say
on stage.
neither. I would probably not buy a ticket to that show because
Gun to your head. Gun to your
uh,
head. You got to pick one. Gun to your head. You got to pick
yeah,
one. And
then maybe the zero. But all I know is these
they're
guys.
not even on beat.
Well, I. Uh, I have for a longest time been of the opinion that rock and roll, for a large part, is a young man's sport. There's a few exceptions to the rule, but by and large, there are some people that you know you need to hang it up, and it might not just be because you know your voice is going. Uh, Eddie Money was a terrific artist from the '80s. I saw a video of one of his last fucking shows before he died, and he looked like Rodney Dangerfield before he died. I mean,
That's why
you
you
know,
hung it up.
so I mean, you know, are they going to be pushing guys out in a wheelchair with oxygen tanks at some point to you know to do a concert? They just had it. There's a video out there. Fucking Frankie Valli. From the Four Seasons, from way back in the day. This guy's like 100 years old, but they're marching him around on stage, and you know he's about as competent as Joe fucking Biden. But you know, of course, there's a big band. He's got half a dozen dudes singing background for him, and yeah, it's just like he puts the mic up to his mouth and smiles and he waves, and you know he's got 100 people behind him carrying the load, and it's like. Please, you know, thank God for YouTube. We have good memories, you know, that are there for us. You know, it's like all the posthumous albums that came out after Jimi Hendrix died. All the stuff that they redid, that they found. A lot of it, to be honest with you, was stuff that that he left on the
Yeah,
cutting floor.
this is the thing, J man. The reason why these rock stars do not hang it up is because their only source of income is doing these performances. What
Well,
do you
so
want? What do you, in other words, what do you expect them to do if they're 50, 60, 70 years old? Do you expect them to go get jobs at
Yep.
retail stores?
Yep.
Or
Exactly.
no, but some of them
hold
go
on,
into like
why?
production. Some of
Yeah,
them go
no,
into production. Some of them go into management.
yeah, but some
But
of
what do you
them.
think happens to
But what
fading
if they
star?
don't have those skills? But that's also another thing. What if they
They
don't
got
have
old.
those skills or the aptitude to do that?
Then they better learn how to flip a
And
burger
but that's the thing.
until
They're
they
used
can't.
to live no, but they're used to living a lifestyle. It's easy for someone like us to say, "Oh, they got to go get a job." But no, like if you're
I
used to
wouldn't
living a
care though.
certain no. Maybe you wouldn't care because you've never had that lifestyle, but once you're accustomed to living a certain lifestyle and having certain things at your disposal, not having those things is a very hard vice for people to deal with. So what do? They go to something that's familiar to them. That's why a lot of these rock stars, they'll be performing 50, 60 years and retiring when they've only got about 10 years left of their lives or when their
Okay,
health is on their last legs.
okay. Well, traditionally there's a cycle. All right, and there's a band called the Blasters that did a song about this.
Dark
And
times.
you start out as a band, a bunch of young guys, and maybe you see some local band in a bar or club, and you say, "Ah, those guys suck. We can do it better." And you get in there, and yeah, you do start climbing the ladder, and you make it, and you might even get to play like stadiums, say. All right, but then you got the down side of that arc, because eventually, yeah, you'll start fading. Maybe the genre that you're doing, fades from popularity, whatever. But like today, you can see a lot of these redos of the '80s hair bands. You can go to bars and different clubs and see them on tours, but they're playing in bars, the smaller audience, like when they first started out. So the young guys that making fun of the older guys playing, well, now they're in that position 10, 15, 20 years down the road.
Oh,
So
100%.
that's
They
been the
go from
cycle.
they go from selling out stadiums like Chase Center, Oracle, to going to Cash Creek Casino, fucking the Fox
Casinos, county
Theater.
fairs.
Yup,
Yeah,
yup.
you got the
And
county
that
fair
and that's
circuit,
and that's what the
cruises,
cycle of it is. Yup.
cruise ships. So, so yeah, a lot of them will keep active and keep doing that. And it is what it is. I mean, occasionally, every now and then, and traditionally, the music business always looks for the next Elton John, the next Springsteen, the next Madonna. The artist that can keep going over a long period of time and be prolific and keep cranking out the hits. Because the record company, they used to they could sign 100 different bands. And they'll take them all through the recording process and all of that. But if one or two of them take off and really start selling, all the advertising money and all the promotion money goes to those acts. And the rest of the guys that they had started with, well, you used to find their albums, in the discount bins in the record stores, So, that's kind of always the way the music business works. Of course, now today, with streaming and downloads, and it's a whole different animal. And
It's so easy to get people's music for free nowadays without you
well,
having to spend money on it or anything like that.
yep, that too. And you were talking about Kiss earlier. Gene Simmons, this is something that he's always been adamant about. He said back in the day when Napster started, he said the record company should have went after them legally, and they could afford the lawyers. They should have went after them ruthlessly and snuffed that flame out before it even got started. But they didn't, and the rest is history.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, Gene Simmons is probably right. And honestly, it's to our benefit because we get a lot of free music nowadays. And we got all these streaming
Yeah, and there's also off Wilshire Boulevard in L.A. A lot of buildings that are empty that at one time were record companies. I mean, back in the day, we used to buy records, cassettes, even up to CDs. Nobody ever figured that would go away.
Well,
That all of that would go away. Like there would be no more Tower Records, for instance.
Internet boom. And now look at, for example, even with streaming nowadays, Warner Brothers and Discover, a company that is over 100 years old, they're about to be sold to Netflix, who's a company that I think barely got started like 20 years ago, if I'm not mistaken.
I heard about that. Yep.
Yeah, so time flies, and the internet is a key to a lot of people's success, and hopefully we can be on the positive side of that success and using this platform and all these other platforms to monetize and make our money. Guys, I believe we are wrapping up. J-Man, you're going to sign us off with a parody song by Weird Al Yankovic, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yes. Okay. Let me
you load that up. Do you mind if we do our plugs?
go right ahead.
Scotty Tuhawtitalk, sir, what do you have to plug today?
Shady Ma Productions.
Go follow, like, and subscribe, people. Go follow,
Yeah.
like, and subscribe.
You want more
For me,
content? Hit the like button.
hit the like button, subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe, please and thank you. Hit the like button. Go check out N1 from the End Zone. Go check out Port City Uncensored Thursdays at 8 p.m. featuring J-Man Jack, Scotty Tuhawtitalk, myself, Alex the Man Angelov, and many more. Also, please go check out Shady Ma Podcast. We will be streaming tomorrow at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. N1 from the End Zone, we have a sporadic schedule, but just subscribe to the channel. We're doing a lot of great stuff. Smacks TTV, and also we are on Twitch, Kick, Facebook, and a lot of other platforms. J-Man, your turn. What do you got to plug in, buddy?
All right. Well, you just mentioned Port City Uncensored. That's every Thursday at 8. We're live streaming across YouTube, Facebook, and X. And also, starting this Tuesday, we'll be stream sniping the local city council meeting, where there has been a lot of local developments. And, let's just say emotions are running high. And, so tune in to us, and you can watch the council.
Do not miss out on Tuesday's Port City episode because they're going to be talking about the shooting that just happened a couple blocks away from my house where 4 people died, including 3 children, and I think 10 or 11 people got injured. So, yeah, go check out, subscribe to J-Man Jack's channel, please, and thank you.
Okay, and so I believe that. Yeah, so we will see you guys over there, and so now we're going to head out with our parody song of the week.
Always remember, desire is power, and if you desire to be great, you have the power to be great. We'll see you next time.
All right, and what we're going to be listening to is we're going to join Mr. Weird Al Yankovic by special request of the King N.P.V there, and we're going to take a trip to Amish country. Yeah. Amish paradise.
As I walk the valley where I harvest my grain, I take a look at my wife and realize she's very plain. But that's just perfect for an Amish like me. You know I shun fancy things like electricity. At 4:30 in the morning I'm milking cows. Jebediah feeds the chickens and Jacob plows. Fool, and I've been milking all of my chores, and you finish thine. Then tonight we're gonna party like it's 1699. We've been spending most our lives